Guys, oh my god, we just did a podcast with Barry, and he is a penis performer. His penis was out. He made it into stuff, a burger, a hot dog. Drew is shook. Jess is
Still
quaking. Aaron Robinson from Clever is also here. This is the craziest day of my life. Go check it out. SoundCloud.com/ShadyFriends. Bye. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, welcome back to another conspiracy theory video. Now today's video we're going to be talking about a lot of different theories, and some of them involve your favorite YouTubers. But before you smash that dislike button, just remember these are all theories, although some of them might be true. Now before we get to all of that, I want to do an update on the movie poster theory that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So as you guys remember, we talked about how so many movie posters look identical to each other. I mean, we went through so many different posters that looked identical to other movies. Well, since that video, so many of you guys have been finding more and you've been sending them to me, and they are crazy. Here's just a few of my favorites. So first we have the poster for It Follows. You see a couple making out in a car at night in the middle of nowhere. If that looks familiar, it's probably because you've seen the poster for Riverdale. That's right, a couple making out in a car in the middle of nowhere at night. Literally the same poster. Then there's a poster for Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which looks identical to the poster of Stranger Things. I mean, even down to the coloring, like the left side of the poster is kind of an orange and the right side is a blue. You can't tell me that was not on purpose. Then you have the poster for Les Miserables, which is a girl in the darkness and the wind is blowing her hair and she looks serious. And then a movie came out called Let's Be Evil. A girl in the dark, hair is blowing, looking serious. I mean, just put them next to each other. That's identical. Then this next one is crazy. On the left is a movie called Shock Collar, and on the right is a movie called Snitch. Literally the same poster. Everything about them is the same. And I'm about 99% sure it's the same body. Like, just zoom into the pecs really quick. Literally the same muscles, the same shirt, the same pocket on the pec, everything about it. And there's like hundreds more that you guys have been sending me, and I cannot stop looking at them. So please keep sending them. Okay, so now we're going to do an update on one of the craziest conspiracies I think I've ever talked about on this channel, and I think I've done 10 videos about her. That's right, we are going to do an update on Lil Miquela. That's right, Lil Miquela, the girl on Instagram who nobody knows if she's real or fake. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire story and all the updates because there's too many. I will link a playlist to all my conspiracy videos below, you can check it out. But today, we have a new one that is very confusing to me. First, let's start with something that I saw on Twitter. So a Twitter account called Super Deluxe tweeted at Miquela and said, "How many retweets for you to come on live?" I know, if I could retweet that 500 million times, I would. Well, then Miquela responded with, "LOL, these fools at Super Deluxe want me to go live. Should I?" Now, over 5,000 people favorited this and 1,000 or more retweeted it, but she did not go live. But then she did something that we had been waiting for. Lil Miquela released her first single, and this is the first time that we actually get to hear her voice. Okay, here's just a clip from her music video that she posted for the song Not Mine. Check it out.
Not mine. You just wanna waste my time. Can't let you get away on my time. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm fine, I'm fine. You know I'll be just alright.
I know. A lot of auto-tune, which just adds to the theory that she might be a robot. But also there was a lyric in the song where she said she's just trying to go out there and live her life. What life? Is it a real life? Is it fake life? Is it a sim life? I have so many questions. Well, the song came out and then a bunch of articles were written about it. One article was on Billboard.com, which is probably the biggest music website ever. And the article was titled, "Could she be America's first fake pop star?" I know, literally what I said like months ago. Is this a company trying to create a pop star and then they're gonna make her famous on the internet and they're gonna release a song? Everything I said is happening. Well, here's a quote from Lil Miquela in that article. "I've been writing and recording so much for the album and had been dying to release something. Not Mine is all about summer love and growing up, so it felt like something I needed to drop now." Now, obviously the music video she put out was just a lyric video where you can kind of see her body, but like, is there going to be an actual music video where she's like dancing and shit? Is she gonna go on tour? What does that even mean? Well, I went to her YouTube channel and I noticed that she created it back in April of 2016, which means that this is something that's kind of been in the works for a while. Did she create this a year ago? Did the company create this a year ago? Also, her description says under construction, so does that mean there's more videos to come? I hope so. Well, ever since this song came out, her pictures on Instagram have gotten even more real. I mean, the last two pictures genuinely look like a real girl, which makes me think, has it been a real girl all along, and now she's slowly taking off the filters? Is it a metaphor? I don't know. So now I'm lost. I emailed Michaela again. I was like, when are we gonna do an interview? She did not respond. Is this all like planned? I don't know. But I can honestly say this is one of the most fascinating and weird things I've ever followed, and I can't stop. All right, so moving on to something that is just as crazy. We're gonna be talking about the theory that Donald Trump's son, Barron, might be a time traveler. So Barron Trump is 11 years old. He was born in 2006. Well, hundreds of years before Barron was born, there was a book series released. And the book series was all about a boy named Barron Trump. Yeah, this book series was released in the 1800s. Now let me break down what the book is about because you are going to lose your shit. So in the book series, Barron is a young, rich man who lives in a place called Castle Trump. Well, if that isn't crazy enough, in the book, there's a man that guides Barron through his journeys, and his name is Don. Now Don, who refers to himself as the master of all masters, he tells Barron to travel to Russia and find a portal that lets him go to different lands. His name's Barron Trump. He lives in Castle Trump. The guy that guides him's name is Don. He thinks he's the master of all masters. He wants him to go to Russia. Literally all of these things could be said about the real Barron Trump. Now, if this isn't crazy enough, the guy who wrote the Barron Trump books also wrote another book in 1896. The book is called The Last President, and it's about a guy who runs for president who's a common man. And he claims to be anti-establishment, literally Donald Trump. Now there's a part in the book where there's an angry mob, and it says this: the Fifth Avenue Hotel will be the first to feel the fury of the mob. Now the Fifth Avenue Hotel is a real place, but it's not around anymore. Well, guess what's sitting right where it used to be? That's right, the Trump Tower. What? Now there's tons of theories as to how this happened, why there's a book about Barron Trump back in the 1800s. Now most of the theorists believe that Donald Trump is actually a time traveler, and maybe he wrote these books. Now I know, that sounds crazy, but number one, we talked about the fact that time travel will exist. At some point in the future, it will. Number two, Donald Trump is one of the richest people in the world, and probably will be in the future. So if he's super rich and has access to time travel, you know 100% Donald would. So maybe sometime in the future, he went back to the past, wrote these books about his life and about his son's life, and here they are. And maybe when he went back in time to write those books, he messed something up, and that's why we have a bunch of Mandela effects. It's crazy that that makes sense to me, but the little Michaela thing doesn't. All right, now let's move on to some theories about YouTubers. So first I'm going to talk about something that isn't really even a theory, it's just fact. A lot of the YouTubers that you watch and you think you know, you don't know at all. There are so many people on YouTube that are putting on a fake facade of what they think you want. And this is something that's been happening in Hollywood forever. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but do you remember the show Duck Dynasty? Yeah, a show about a backwoods country family, and they all have long beards and they're super rugged, and sometimes they can't even form a sentence because they're so average and not educated and country. Well, before the show Duck Dynasty was created, this is what that family looked like. Yeah, that's right. That's the whole Duck Dynasty clan. And they're all in their country club outfits, holding their golf clubs, looking like they're worth $1 million. And their whole scam worked. We all believed that they were these country bumpkins, and that's why everybody fell in love with them. But it was all a lie. Well, now similar things are starting to happen on YouTube. First, we're gonna start with a rapper named Lil Windex. Now, Lil Windex has a music video out called Cleaning Up, and it's doing pretty well with over 1.5 million views.
I'm on the block with a couple goons, couple Glocks, couple knots, who the fuck are you? Oh, this girl got me iced out. I got a nice whip, nice bitch, nice house.
Now, Lil Windex put out a bunch of content on other social medias promoting the music video, and they were strange.
You shut the hell up. Don't mess with me right now. Just kidding.
So when I saw all of this, I was like, there's no way this person's real, this can't be real, and then I found out that he's not. Now I found out that he's actually a pretty normal guy, and he probably thought he had to come up with some kind of a crazy character to get attention, and it worked. But the Little Windex character was pretty obvious, like yeah, that guy's playing the part. But there's a lot of other YouTubers who you can't really tell what's real and what's not. Which brings us to the Paul brothers. Now Jake and Logan Paul are taking over the internet right now. They both have over like 10 million subscribers. They're getting hundreds of millions of views a month. And it seems like every single day there's another story about them that's trending. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, why? How did this happen? Well, there's a theory that it was all planned. Now first, I need to be totally honest. I know Logan Paul. I met him before all of this shit blew up. He came on my podcast. He was super nice, super down to earth, very respectful. My friend directed a movie that Logan was in called The Thinning. It's on YouTube Red. He said Logan was professional, came to set on time, and just killed it. And Ryland interviewed Jake Paul on the set of Bizarre before he really blew up. And he said he was super nice and super laid back and very professional. So when I started seeing all these crazy things recently of like how insane they are and how they're blowing shit up and how they hate each other and how they're like feuding, and I started thinking, how much of that is an act? Now I know a lot of people say they don't understand why the Paul brothers are famous, they don't get it. I get it. I mean, it's kind of like a reality show for this generation. There's lots of editing, lots of music, lots going on. There's love interests and there's breakups, there's feuds. It's literally like the Kardashians, kind of, but on YouTube. So I totally understand why it's getting millions and millions of views, because it's like a reality show. But just like every reality show, it might be heavily planned. Now first, let's talk about their feud. Now throughout the years in Hollywood, there's tons of feuds that are actually just fake, and the purpose of them is to market each other's projects. It happens a lot in the rap industry. Now there's a famous feud between Drake and Meek Mills that people went crazy over. Now they both released diss tracks and they both sold millions of copies of those tracks and they both got super rich from it. Now it's not proven that that beef was fake, but definitely helped out both their careers. I mean, just look at more recently, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Beyonce releases Lemonade, where she's talking about Jay-Z cheating on her, and then Jay-Z puts out his side of the story in 444, and then of course everybody buys both and everybody talks about both and they both become super crazy successful. And then comes the Paul brother feud. Now if you look at the music video for Logan's diss track to Jake, he disses Jake's merch while showing beautiful pictures of Jake's merch.
You can't even spell available right on your end cards. It's not pronounced available, it's available.
Now obviously merch is a huge part of the business, and both Jake and Logan are trying to build their brands, and the best way to do that is to build up merch. So this diss actually probably resulted in a bunch of people buying merch and getting their brands more money. Well then, in a video where Jake Paul pranks his brother, the prank is literally him making a billboard on the busiest street in Hollywood promoting his merch.
I mean, in my opinion, it looks good, and it tells fans where to buy the merch, which is in the description, so cop some of that.
Yeah, that's literally a billboard for merch, disguised as a prank. And then in this video, you see Logan rapping while he's pointing at a girl wearing the merch.
Now she in the low gang and you know she on my team.
It's almost like every diss track somehow includes their merch, the name of their companies, Team 10, the name of their production company basically. So all of these diss tracks and all of these videos are only making both of them more famous, both of them more money, and promoting both of their merch, which they probably share. Now listen, I'm not hating, I totally get it. I actually respect what they're doing because they're putting a lot of work into their videos and I think that's awesome. But don't get it twisted. No matter what side you're on, if you're on the Jake Paul side or the Logan Paul side, either way, you're contributing to a company that they probably own together that's making multi-millions of dollars off of you guys buying their merch. And it is genius. And I know what you're thinking, Shane, Jake and Logan aren't geniuses, like they're just two dumb guys. I don't believe it. I mean, Jake Paul was literally full-time on a show on Disney Channel, working 12-hour days, probably 5 days a week, while also making like a shit ton of videos, which is not normal. That's something a normal YouTuber doesn't do. I've met YouTubers who can barely make one video a week, and this kid is making like 7 videos a week and full-time on his show? The brain is bigger than he's letting on. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. I think it's very interesting. And I wish I had somebody to fake a feud with, because that would really help my brand. Now here's the last theory I'm going to talk about, and this one is very dark. And I don't even know how to introduce this theory other than there's a channel on YouTube where a girl is acting like she is in love and obsessed with a serial killer. Now you guys might remember back in 2014, a man named Elliot Rogers killed a lot of people. He stabbed 3 men to death at USC Santa Barbara and then shot several others. In total, 6 people died and more were injured. Now Elliot hated people. He wrote a detailed manifesto talking about his fantasy of torturing and killing girls. He said he wanted to find sorority girls, decapitate them, and bring their heads back to the sorority house. Well, after he killed those people, he killed himself. Now, clearly this man was very insane and very, very hateful. So you think there's no way on earth that anybody would be obsessed with him or like him? Well, let me introduce you to a woman who calls herself Elliot Supreme Lady. Now, this is a YouTube channel dedicated to Elliot Rodgers. Yeah, she makes fan edits of a guy who killed a bunch of people. She even makes videos of what her life would be like if she was with him. This one is called Me and Elliot Rodgers Forever. She even vlogs about it and talks about her obsession with him.
I can't have him. He's gone. Never coming back.
Yeah, she wishes that she was with him. She wishes that he wasn't gone. Keep in mind, this is the same guy who wrote a manifesto where he said he wanted to find girls, torture them, and then cut their heads off. And now this girl is making videos obsessed with him. So it makes me wonder, is this girl actually obsessed with him, or does she think this is going to get her views, or get her press, or get her on Twitter trending moments, and somehow make her famous? Whatever the truth is, it is disturbing. Well, there you guys go. Those are all of our creepy conspiracies today. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want more YouTuber conspiracy theories. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because I make new videos every day. And if you want to see all my other conspiracy theories, I've done ones on Poppy. I've even done ones on myself. I'll put a link to a playlist right at the top of the description below. Alright, I will see you little Jake Paulers and low gangsters. I don't know if I said that right. Tomorrow. Bye.